Weaponmaster on the Mesmer has been great. Now you have a few more main hands and an offhand option to pair with all of your other weapons that you had previously. Mesmer in general has had a lot of main hand and offhand weapons, so having a few more to mix and match with is great for build diversity and build craft as a whole. I feel that the builds that were pretty good before Weaponmaster are made even better now because we have options like Axe, Shield, and Dagger. A few new builds have come out of this, such as Dagger Mirage, but a few other builds have gotten better because of this, such as Block Virtuoso. So there is a bit of spice here with that. I feel like this update has helped Mesmer out a lot, and because of this, the builds here are actually quite fun. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Starting us off as a build that I really like is the Shield on the Virtuoso. Now Shield is a good defensive option for both Mirage and Virtuoso. Having that 4 ability that basically blocks twice for a nice duration also slows the opponent and summons a Phantasm, which pairs well with most traits in the Mesmer trait line. Having that Shield 5 stun is great as it sets up for Shatters or Blade Songs on both specs, but focusing a little bit more on Virtuoso, I feel like that's where Shield is really good. It fits into Virtuo's playstyle really well, and it mixes with their traits as well. Being able to play a block Virtuoso build has already been pretty good, but when you add on the Shield, which gives you 2 more blocks and a CC, it kind of becomes a little oppressive and pretty fun to play because you just have so much synergy in your weapons and your traits that it just all combines to make a really fun playstyle that I really enjoy. What blocking does is that it generates blades and strong boons like quickness, and when you pair this with distortion, you have a lot of immunities and blocks with this weapon that all trigger your passive traits. This just makes you really hard to kill and does great damage after you get a successful block. Shield 5 will help to set up your Blade Songs with the stun while blocking other projectiles as well. So being able to just block attacks, get quickness and unblockable Blade Songs, sending them out, dealing tons of damage while being unable to get hit because of those blocks, and you're able to just launch out Blade Song after blocking. So I know that sounds like a lot, but just as a TLDR, you block attacks, you send out strong unblockable counterattacks that just shred enemies while you are unable to be harmed. It is a really fun build and can 2v1 outnumbered fight really easily. So definitely check out Shield Virtuoso if you haven't already. Moving on to the Dagger. Now, Dagger in general is a good DPS weapon on the Mesmer for PvE. We've seen quite a few builds come out of this using Dagger, so not going to really touch on that here, but where it really shines is on the Mirage. Now, I'm sure you've all seen those Dagger Mirage builds that just sit there spam interrupting you. That's what this is right here. This weapon on Mirage is very dumb and can be very frustrating to go against. Obviously because it's really good. The ambush skill is able to just basically be spammed, which leads to almost permanent dazes and tons of damage. And because the ambush skill is so good, the traits in Mirage complement this by offering multiple ways to gain that Mirage Shroud, as well as endurance recovery. Your deception skills and Mirage Cloak make you hard to hit outside of just spam dazing enemies. So not only are they just being stunned and unable to act, they can't even find which clone is actually you if you are playing it correctly. So it makes it really hard to play against whenever there's so many blades flying around the screen, all your illusions are shooting them out, and the opponent is just unable to act. All while you're doing this, you build into traits that proc whenever you daze or interrupt enemies, like increased damage or other effects such as blindness, weakness, or extra damage. Because of this, the Dagger pairs really well with the pistol thanks to the dueling trait line, which reduces the cooldown tremendously on your pistol skills whenever you daze or interrupt an opponent. Because you're able to stun with pistol 5, deal really good damage on pistol 4, then just spam ambush skills, you're able to get those cooldowns back a lot faster. So you're spamming out pistol skills, you're spamming out ambushes, the opponent just doesn't know what to do. Meanwhile, you're rocking full Celestial, unable to just die. It is very easy to play and super oppressive. I think if they wanted to nerf this build, they could just take off the daze off the Dagger skill. Not sure if that would kill it, but honestly, it's pretty good. So if you want an easy to play build and a sure way that no one wants to fight you, you can go ahead and run this. Moving on to our last weapon is the axe. Now axe has really great clone generation on axe 2. I find it really nice on both Chronomancer and Virtuoso because you're able to just stock up blades or stock up clones very quick and very easily. Now axe 3 is great for detargeting as well as a targeted shadow step. Obviously the detargeting on axe 3 isn't really as useful on Virtuoso, but on Chronomancer you can actually kind of play like a Mirage where you're able to detarget from your opponent as well as run a few other skills in Mesmer that allow you to detarget as well. But the main driving point for the axe on Chronomancer at least is that it sets up really nice for your powerful shatter skills. Now, the Chronomancer has some really nice shatter skills that you're able to just set up so easily on the axe. You're able to set up all your clones with axe 2 or greatsword abilities, whatever you want to use, and then right before you're about to do your shatter, axe 3 to teleport all your illusions and clones onto your opponent and shatter them all. This does a ton of damage and just makes Chronomancer that much scarier. The low cooldowns on axe as well means that it's a really solid main hand weapon that gets made better by the Chronomancer because they're able to generate alacrity and quickness, means that you're able to just get those abilities out even faster. Stepping aside from the Chronomancer for a minute, Virtuoso likes the axe as well for a lot of dagger generation. You can generate a ton of blades with axe and other Virtuoso skills, which leads to a lot of blade songs with low periods of downtime. I tried playing an axe Virtuoso build that just had no downtime at all. I was constantly spinning around doing axe skills, using blocks, and popping out blade songs like there was no tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. I think axe in general is just a really good weapon on the Mesmer because of that clone generation and the shadow step. You can't really go wrong with it. And that about does it on the Mesmer. I mean, they got two really good main hand weapons for both PvE and PvP, with axe being great around the board and dagger making up one of the probably most annoying builds to come out of this whole update with the Dagger Mirage. Really annoying build that I can see getting maybe nerfed in the future. We'll have to see. As well as Shield, which just enables block Virtuoso to just become a powerhouse now. I really enjoy that build a lot. I don't think Shield on Virtuoso is as annoying as Dagger on Mirage, so I think that one is pretty safe to play. Shield Virtuoso for me is probably my favorite build to come out of this so far for Mesmer, and Dagger Mirage is kind of cringe, but you know, it is what it is. It's pretty fun to play, so if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. Let me know down below what you think of these builds, and if you like Weaponmaster on the Mesmer. Are there any builds in this video that you want to see in their own video? If so, let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.